Sorting through all my questions. I took all my brainstorming questions and decided to examine them from different perspectives. I broke them down into 3 different categories. This first set focuses on the role of teachers, technology, and students for the learning process. I discovered that I had written certain questions particularly with teachers in mind, such as what can I as a teacher do to make virtual learning more accessible? Other questions focused on what technology can do for learning, such as whether or not artificial intelligence can impact learning the same way human interaction impacts learning. Finally, some questions focused on the learners themselves, such as whether or not they enjoy learning online and if they prefer paper versus technology. The next organizational set focused on the TPACK model and where each question fits into various educational contexts, such as technology, pedagogy, and content areas. The technology questions focused on different delivery systems for instruction, such as artificial intelligence, online programs, or generic virtual learning. The pedagogy questions focused on how the teacher delivered instruction to the students, and the art of blending social-emotional needs with academic ones. Finally, the content-specific questions focused primarily on literacy tasks, such as the writing process and reading analysis. For the third set, I divided my questions into personal versus generic questions. This showed me a more narrow grouping of topics where I personally have a connection and perhaps more skin in the game than the others. Finally, I looked at all my brainstorming and chose my top contending questions. Each of these questions is directly applicable to my students right now and is something I am passionate about answering. Each question is also an umbrella of sorts for other questions that were in the pile. For instance, my top question, should education ever be fully virtual, is broad enough to include all other questions, as various topics such as content and pedagogy practice can be included in the answer, and this will directly affect students as well as teachers. The other 2 are personal questions that directly relate to my students' experience with virtual learning and will steer me down a path that takes them into consideration just as much as the curriculum and policies. I look forward to working more with my questions and hope to begin the action steps necessary for answering them.